Welcome, creative friends. Edna Eady here from the Creativity Activist. Today I'm bringing you a very different project share. Some projects in here, but also things I've put together for a swap that's part of the Crafting Through the Holidays event that I'm about to head over to America for. And this swap is called a Boo Box, and it's all things Halloween. So some creative things and some not creative things. This is the biggest challenge I've ever had. I never craft Halloween, don't really celebrate Halloween that much in Australia, although it's gaining momentum. And really, I'm arachnophobic, so there are issues with Halloween for me. So I've chosen a ghost theme for my swap. I found this really lovely bag at TK Maxx, pink ghosts, and it's going to be the primary bag instead of a box that I put all of my goods in. And then on the outside of the bag, I'm going to use this ghost towel and this ghost hair ribbon as the primary embellishments for the outside of the Boo Box. That's not a box. And also, I'm going to include this little string of Halloween themed gifts, for want of a better term. Most of this I found at TK Maxx because shopping for Halloween this early in Australia has been a challenge, and I wanted to get reasonable quality things as well. So I did find these lip balm set, lots of fun round ghostly type, pumpkin-y type lip balms. Some My Mind's Eye baking cups, which would be great for baking, but also just for crafting with, in my view. A little ghosty spoon rest, which is ceramic, so not sure how that's going to go. Getting there. And these really fun napkins, which I thought were quite fun, but also good to get things on the ghost theme. And then I bought this, is a 3-pack of tea towels, we call them. I think Americans might call them dish towels, but obviously I was looking for ones with ghosts and potentially a bit of a pink and purple theme. So this one has 2 of the same and an orange. Not sure how many of those are going to fit in the suitcase, but at least one of the pink ones is going to be added into the box. And then I did purchase this other little cheapy pink bag, which I'm going to use as like a loot bag for the lollies that I'll include. So I'm going to include Daryl Lee strawberry BBs, some Natural Confectionery Company party mix, and some of these must sticks, which I've heard are quite perplexing for Americans. So I probably won't be able to fit this whole box in, but some of the must sticks at least. And then potentially when I'm in America, I might buy something more to their normal tastings to pop in there as well. And then the other purchased item was this mug with pink with little white and orange ghosties on it. So I thought that was quite cute. And it's even got a little ghost charm on there. And some orange shred. And then the rest of the items are primarily makes. So I did use this Simple Stories collection. Can't remember the name right now. Isn't that terrible? Spooky something or other. But I loved it because it had the pastelish pinky purple vibe going. I've made a lined post-it note little book using this. It was my favourite paper from the range. And I made a tag for the front with some cotton lace on the bottom and got the ghost theme happening. Little ghouls and pumpkins and little bats and this little sticker on the side there. I thought that came together quite nicely. And I recently acquired this koala pen from my friend Nellie, who said she bought it at the airport. So I'm going to place that in there. And then I'm going to include a tag flip and some stickers, these eye stickers, these bling stickers, and these pink and purple bling stickers in this little ghosty pencil case. And the tag flip has a tassel at the top, which is my favourite part of making the tag flips. And I've tied off the tassel here with a couple of little ghosts, little silver ghosts, and then using blacks and silvers purples, some of the blues from the range, some pastel orange, pastel purple, all the normal things. Oh, that cord also has little ghosts on the end of it. Some silver, some rickrack, some orange, some black and white, and then it sort of repeats on the other side. And then this is also ribbon that I bought specifically for this flip. Loved putting that together. That was heaps of fun. And then for the flip itself, I do have a little graduating purple to pink tassel and a little purple ghost and a black, oh, if you can see that, a little black bow charm. And then the ghost theme starts. So Boo for Boo Crew. Vicky Booton is one of the teachers at this event. So I thought Boo Crew was appropriate. And then using the tags from the range, this is a little witch that I've put up on pink tape. It was one of my friend's die cuts that I borrowed. And just little bits and pieces from my stash, but also the die cuts and the papers from the range. One of the tickets from the range and a beautiful pumpkin atop the little ghost. Hey pumpkin. These little stars and moons are from Kmart Australia. Trick or treat. Lots of little stars and little ghosties. And then I did buy a ghost garland and pull it apart to build a couple of elements. So just some simple elements on the side of that ghost. Another tag from the range. There's another one of those little ghosts down the bottom. And then this is another tag from the range that I used one of the clouds at the top. Mixing in balloons with the skull. And then putting borders at the top and the bottom to make that tag longer. And adding the witch's hat onto the pumpkin and the cat. And then the big ghost at the back with the eek, which I had my brother-in-law cut out the arachnid from in the middle of that so that I could use it. So that was lots of fun, putting that tag flip together. I hope that that's well received. And then the other part of the makes were to make this string or stack of boxes. And I used a die for this and the bigger sentiments from border strips from the range. Lots of fun. So that one says boo. This one says happy Halloween, stacking a house, and then some embellishments on the top. And this one says spooky with the ghost. And then within each of these I have put some stuff. So, whoops, I should show too. I've lined those little boxes. These are the stars and moons that I used across the make. The ghosts that I used. Most of these are in packaging now, but I made some black flowers, lots of reflection there, and some more die cuts in there. Really, what I'm endeavouring to get to is there are some actual makes in here too. A little pin. And then these are the other makes. So little spell bottles. I've used the black flowers and elements from the range, popping those up on pink foam. So I've made those in different sizes. This one has the ghost. And the sequin mix at the back there is something that Soleil made for me a while ago. And I've added to it with little bits and pieces from my own collection. And then a witchy version, and then a ghost version there as well. And then in this final one, pretty sure there's all just gifts in here. So I have die cut out a whole lot of bows, put together some charms, some flat backs, some pins, Halloween pins, and more of the ghosts. So this was epic. I'm so happy to be at a point where I think it's complete enough. I'm just going to go with it, people. Sometimes it's about giving it a go and seeing what you put out there and what you might get back. I'll be really interested to see if I can select, because this is the process for this. You put your swap in and then you select one. So I'm going to be hunting for one that doesn't have arachnids in it. Send out the good vibes, people. I really need it. It was great to be challenged. with making Halloween themed makes. Thoroughly enjoyed the process. Let's see if I can get it in the bag and get it all the way to America without it being squashed. Hope you've enjoyed my walkthrough. See you next time. Enjoy.